What's up, Internet? Welcome to Once Over. I'm Kaylee, and today we are going to be giving the once over to Shakes the Clown by Bobcat Goldthwait. There will be spoilers.
Boys, the poop has hit the fan.
Before we talk about the film itself, I'd like to talk a little bit about Bobcat's career. He started out doing stand-up comedy with a crazy, energetic persona, often laughing at his own jokes on stage, and he was probably most known for his very unique voice. He began acting with notable roles in Police Academy 2, 3, and 4, One Crazy Summer, Hot to Trot, and tons of other movies. And then he shifted to screenwriting and directing with the release of the satirical Shakes the Clown in 1991. Shakes the Clown is a treasure trove of early performances from amazing comedians, including a very young Adam Sandler, who's probably like 19 when this movie was filmed, Julie Brown, Blake Clark, Tom Kenny, who you might recognize from his voice acting work, including SpongeBob, Heifer and Rocko's Modern Life, The Ice King in Adventure Time, and tons of other stuff. Luana Page, Kathy Griffin, Paul Dooley, and of course, Robin Williams. Shakes the Clown is a dark comedy about clowns, I know, surprise, surprise, all of whom grapple with alcoholism and self-loathing, and most of whom dream of one day breaking into television. And this movie often gets a lot of praise for its funny moments and one-liners like this.
You all right, buddy? You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Going on? Hey, Madonna, where you going? Need a ride? Fresh cream? Cottage cheese?
Leave me alone, milkman scum!
Half and half?
And like this.
Weathermen get a lot of pussy.
Huh?
Weathermen get a lot of pussy.
Weathermen don't get the kind of pussy I got. I got that peanut butter pussy. Brown, smooth, and easy to spread.
And this one right here.
All right. Chuck, I think in the future, the underwear should go on the inside, and let's keep Mom's candy red pantyhose at home, okay? I don't want to see what religion you are.
But it sometimes gets criticism for being underdeveloped. I don't think that it's underdeveloped at all. In fact, I would argue that it is one of the best world-building movies of all time. World building is the successful creation of an entire landscape or universe that's so thoughtful and so engaging that the viewer becomes completely engulfed in the world that they're looking at. When most people think about world building in movies, they tend to think about sci-fi. A lot of people would say that some of the best world building films would include things like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Alien. I would say that the worst world building movie of all time is definitely Waterworld. Try to argue that one with me, you will lose. Shakes creates a universe where almost everything is exactly the same as it is in the real world, our worlds that we exist in, except for the fact that there are these subcultures of clowns. The clowns are clowns to the core. They don't take off their makeup when they're done performing. They are just members of society who happen to be clowns. There's even one moment in the film where Shakes somehow magically jumps extreme distances, but there's almost no acknowledgement of this impressive skill. It's almost like it's completely normal for him to do something so extraordinary. It's one thing to create a world that's entirely false, but what Bobcat does is he creates a world that's partially real, only with the addition of clowns. Shakes performs at kids' birthday parties during the day and gets wasted in bars specifically designated for clowns at night. There's almost a direct comparison in the world that's created within the film to how our real society segregates different communities, and this just screams authenticity to me. Additionally, this movie creates a hierarchy within the clown world. The highest regarded clowns are like the TV performers, and then you have the kids performing clowns, which would include like Shakes and his friends. Below that, you got the rodeo clowns, who are kind of goofballs. And then way down at the bottom of the totem pole would be the mimes. There's a running gag throughout the film about how clowns hate mimes. Clowns become such an integrated part of society in this world, and it's so engaging that it makes me feel like if I were to go for a walk right now and see a clown walking down the street, that would be totally normal. Okay, so let's discuss the actual movie. The movie starts out with Shakes, played by Bobcat himself, waking up on the bathroom floor of Florence Henderson's apartment after presumably banging her all night. Boy, does it feel weird to say banging Florence Henderson. Her son wakes him up by peeing on his face, and he realizes that he is running late to perform at a kid's birthday, so he slaps on his wig and runs over to the house. This is where we get the first inkling that every adult who isn't a clown really hates clowns. However, Shakes is the only thing that livens up an otherwise dreadfully boring party. It's almost like the kids are so pure at heart that instead of seeing Shakes for being a clown, which is effectively a derogatory term in this movie, they're able to love him and have fun with him. Shakes is dating Judy, who is played by Julie Brown and who cannot pronounce the letter R.
You're white.
And she is a bowler, not a clown. She seems to judge Shakes a little bit less than most of the other non-clowns in the film, but she definitely struggles with his bad behavior, which I think is completely reasonable. Shakes and his friends, Dink and Stenchy, hang out at the bar, The Twisted Balloon, which is owned by Owen Cheese, and it is a clown bar where all of the employees are non-clowns. This includes Judy, she actually works there also. The fact that almost all of the employees are not clowns is almost a little nod to the fact that clowns in this universe would be considered to be too irresponsible to hold normal jobs. Each character has their own hopes and aspirations. Shakes wants to be a TV star, Judy wants to be a professional bowler, Dink wants to learn how to talk to girls, and Lucy wants to be a successful chef despite the fact that she is horrible at cooking. When people say that this movie is underdeveloped, I'm always really shocked by that because even with the character development, we're getting a ton. The movie continues with Shakes hoping that he will be taking over as host of a children's TV show that was previously hosted by Peppy the Clown. The ultimate goal, of course, for all clowns is to get on TV, which is probably a metaphor for the struggles of stand-up comics. I'm guessing that Bobcat did that on purpose. But after Shakes screws up yet another gig due to his alcoholism, Owen Cheese, who originally got him the gig hosting the children's TV show, says, nope, you can't do it anymore, and the hosting position is given to Binky the Clown, played by Tom Kenny. Binky thinks of himself as God.
Open. Body of Binky. Amen.
But he's actually kind of a jerk face. Binky is the perfect villain, and I actually think it's really cute that he is the villain because Bobcat and Tom Kenny actually grew up together in Syracuse, New York, so it's really nice that Binky is Shakes' nemesis since the two of them are actually friends. Another little fun Binky and Shakes fact, here is a picture of me and my husband dressed up as Shakes and Binky for Halloween. Owen Cheese, who's played by Paul Dooley, who is the person who originally got Shakes the TV hosting gig and is kind of like Shakes' father figure. He's also a non-clown who helps out a lot of clowns. He discovers that Binky and his friends are all doing a butt ton of drugs, including hilariously putting cocaine in their clown noses and then putting them on. And Binky realizes that now that Owen Cheese knows this, that he is no longer going to be able to be the host of the TV show, so oops, Binky kills him. And Binky decides to frame the murder on Shakes. Binky spirals out of control from being a generally annoying jerk into being a murderous, vicious psychopath. In an attempt to go on the run since he's being framed for the murder, Shakes disguises himself as a mime, which of course no one will ever suspect since he hates mimes so much. And this is where he learns from the best mime of all time, Mime Jerry, played by Robin Williams.
Oh, all right, enough of that. Everybody get ready to fry our bacon. Ready? There we go. Raise them. And we go suck in the little pork belly and fry. Come on, Chuck. We want to fry off that little fat ass of yours. Fry, 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 Chucky!
The scenes with Williams are long. It's almost as if Bobcat didn't want to cut any portion of the performance from such a great comedian. And I absolutely love all of these scenes. They're pure comic gold. Robin Williams is amazing. Bobcat is amazing. The two of them together, it's like absolutely one of the best parts of the film. Now that Binky has gotten Cheese and Shakes out of the way, he's able to begin filming the first episode of the kids' TV show. This includes a live studio audience filled with kids, and the kids do not find him funny at all, which is something that I find very funny. But as it turns out, he has planned that the main event for the first episode of the show will be to throw knives at Judy, who he has captured and dressed up as a clown. His whole intention is to murder her while making it look like an accident. Binky is sheer evil for dressing her up as a clown, and meshes the worlds of the bowler and non-clown Judy in with the clowns, which of course, as we know, are basically seen as the underbelly of society. Meanwhile, Shakes gets into a fight with the rodeo clowns that helped Binky cover up Cheese's murder. Shakes gets shot, but the bullet actually is stopped by a flask that he always carries, so for once, alcoholism is saving the day.
Shakes, you're alive.
What the fuck?
Talk about a shot of whiskey, huh, fellas?
The movie ends with each character getting exactly what they deserved. Shakes is exonerated from the crime of murder, he becomes the new host of the kids' TV show, and he even bridges the gap between clowns and mimes by featuring Mime Jerry on it, which I think is the perfect little melding of the two subcultures. And he even joins Alcoholics Anonymous, where he is notably the only clown in the group. Everybody else who is in the AA meeting is a non-clown. Binky and his accomplices all go to jail, Judy becomes a successful bowler, Dink learns to talk to girls, and Lucy gets her cooking show. Everything is wrapped up in a neat little package. I think it's probably pretty obvious that I love this movie. Critics were not so fond of it, but famously Martin Scorsese was known to support it, so he actually said once that he loved Shakes the Clown, and didn't you hear, Shakes the Clown is the Citizen Kane of alcoholic clown movies. The little quote was actually famously from Betty Sherman of the Boston Globe, who said it in her review of the movie. Shakes the Clown is definitely rough around the edges, but it kicked off an incredibly successful career for Bobcat as a director and screenwriter. I'll actually be putting out another little additional mini video tomorrow with my thoughts on how Shakes the Clown was the root of Bobcat building his chops and honing his career. I think he's absolutely one of the best directors of all time and does not get enough credit, so I'm really excited for that video. And I absolutely love this. Look at the end credits. It adds to the little all persons fictitious disclaimer by adding that there are no similarities to drunk people, which is so classic and so perfect for an alcoholic clown movie. It's the little details like this that I think just make this movie shine. With all that being said, this obviously gets 7 out of 7 thumbs up. I love this movie so much, and I hope that you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.